Okay, yard fanatics, welcome back to Bermuda Grass Central. This is the big yard dog himself, BYD. And just in case you didn't know my name, this is Michael Bowman, and you are tuned into Bermuda Grass Central. Guys, this video is going to be simple and plain. You saw it in the thumbnail. Everybody needs one. Okay, yard fanatics, you may ask yourself, what are you talking about, BYD? American flag? No, it's not the American flag. Everybody needs a tarp for their lawn. All right, it's not so much for your lawn, just for everything. The tarp is the T-A-R-P, is the most versatile piece of equipment that you can use for a lot of stuff, But guys, like I said, let me show you the couple that I have, and I like to get right into it. I'm gonna run you out to Home Depot, and we're gonna pick up a couple. Okay, yard fanatics, look, if it's windy, I'm sorry for that noise that you may get from the wind blowing into the microphone, but I'm gonna make this as quick as I can. Guys, this right here, the blue one, is a 5 mil tarp, all right? Mil is basically the thickness of it. That right there's the 10 mil tarp. Now, some guys are going to disagree with this, but if you're on a professional landscape and you're doing it big, don't get that one, okay? The 5 mil is not your choice of weapon. You need to get the 10 mil, and I'll show you exactly why in a minute, but the 10 mil tends to tear. All right, go ahead and spend the extra $4 or $5 and get the thicker one, the one that's gonna last a whole lot longer, all right? So let's check it out. Okay, yard fanatics, look, I hate filming on windy days, but sometimes you have to. But this is what I wanna show you about this 5 mil, all right? If you look at that, this comes from dragging it across the ground with a lot of weight on it, all right? And it tend to rip as fast. Let me see if I can see myself. But they tend to rip right there. All right, and the thinness of it, it's okay, but this is not one I recommend for. Matter of fact, I don't recommend this one for anybody. If you're gonna get it, make sure you get that 10 mil because it's gonna last you longer. It's a whole lot thicker. Now, I got the 10 mil on the other side. All right, and now I've had this one for about, I want to say a little bit over a year. I've had this one for about 2 years. All right. And there are a few rips in it, but it lasts a whole lot longer. All right. And this is a 6x8. All right. And I forget what size this is, but it's twice the size of this one right here. Now at Home Depot, they sell their 10 mil for $7.89, $7.98, somewhere around there. And it's the best price going that you can get. I'm sorry, the 10 mil, less than $8, a 6x8 is good to go. And what's so wonderful, okay, yard fanatics, what's so wonderful about it is this. If you're by yourself and you're out doing landscaping, a 6x8 tarp is the perfect size. I mean, perfect. It's not too long, it's not too short. By not being so big, you're not gonna pile on too much stuff and weight it down. I mean, it's just the perfect size. Now, if you're gonna start having your landscaping and it's 2 or more y'all, then yeah, the bigger sizes, the 10x14 or whatever it is, those will work. But if you're doing it by yourself, 6x8 is where you want to go. Now, I checked prices at Walmart, and who makes that? I can't think of the name of the company that makes it, but they have a 6x8, and I think it's around about $7, but it's a 5 mil. Lowe's, same thing. They have a cheap one, but it's a 5 mil. The 10 mil is where you want to be at, all right? So let's ride to Home Depot, pick up a few, and we'll talk about it when I get back. Okay, yard fanatics, look, I'm at my favorite spot, the Home Depot. Look, this is the best place to buy the 6x8 tarp, and I'm gonna show you why when we go in here. So let's go in here and check it out. All right, got to go in here. find these tarps. Let's check it out. There you are, fanatics. Look, I'm here, and here's your Best Buy. That's a, and the reason I'm telling you is this, the 10 mil. It's a 6x8, and it's only $8. Best Buy you're gonna get, and they get more expensive. The bigger you go. I think they're 8x10. 8x10 mil. That's $14.98. They got a 10x12. That's 24. They got the 16x20. That's $50. Then a 20x30 is basically $100. Now you can step down, and the 6x8 5 mil is $7. But if you are landscaping, don't get the blue one. I'll tell you why in a minute. And this is all right here. It's actually a camouflage, but it's only a 5 mil. But look, if you're gonna just cover up that firewood, then you might want to go ahead and get this one, because it'll withstand that water. Look, UV, water and mildew resistance, 10x10, weave construction. So that's actually good to cover up that firewood. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna pick this one up, and I'm going to go with the 6x8 10 mil. There you are, fanatics. Look, one thing I like about buying from Everbuilt is when you're looking at it, they always have a sample piece on the front of it, so you can actually feel it and just see what it looks like. All right, you see the back of it, that's what it's gonna look like, and you see the front. Now it's a 10x12 5 mil. The reason I bought this is because it's camouflage, and I'll tell you in just a second. But you can see through that. So it's like you got an extra piece of coating. That's the second ply, or the extra material they use to get that right there. This camouflage works great if you have an outdoor area that's kind of in the woods. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, y'all, fanatics. Right now, you can't really tell, but I got a pallet that's up under all that pine straw that I blew on top of it. And generally, this is where I would sit my firewood for the wintertime. Now, you don't want that sky blue one sitting on there, because it's gonna draw attention to it. The brown one will work fine, and the camouflage will work fine. When you're trying to cover something up that's close to the wood line, and you're just trying to keep it on a low-key basis, you don't want anybody to really see it. So I haven't got my firewood yet. When I get it, maybe I'll post that picture on Instagram so you can see exactly what it looks like. But that would be a perfect spot for you to put a camouflage or that brown one on top of it. Okay, guys, if you want to go cheap, you can put it on top of your barbecue grill. Even though I got me one specifically made for my pit boss, but you know, little small barbecue grills, you could put them on there too. Now, I would recommend that you do get a barbecue grill cover, because they're just more uniform in shape and they're made to fit your grill. But if you don't have one, that's another great place you could put it. Okay, y'all fanatics, and this is another thing. Okay, let's say, I always state it, when you pour your fertilizer, don't do it on the grass, do it on the concrete. But more professionally, put a tarp down. And what the tarp does is it prevents you from, if you do spill anything, it's easier to get up. Like that product right there. I think that's a product that contains liquid iron. Okay, it may stain the concrete. So if you got it on a tarp like this, you don't have to worry about that. Same thing with filling up your lawn equipment with gas, especially if you're at a customer's house or even your own property. You use this to prevent from making spills and stains on that property. Now, like I said, this is the 10 mil. This is the one, and I like to say it's non-reversible. Let me show you why. That side right there, even though it offers some form of protection, you're heat resistant, water resistant, UV protection, it's gonna come better from this side right here. Because in the past, when I've half dragged this in across the ground, that's when I start getting the rips. When I drag this across the ground, it rips over a period of time, but it won't rip as fast. All right, and you see these little grommet holes right here? You can run a bungee cord with hooks or anything through it, and whatever you put this around, you can hook it on each side so it'll stay on the item that you have it on. One thing about it, generally, those holes are generally anywhere from 20, 24, or either, if the ones I use in the past, 24 inches or 2 feet, same thing, apart. And the end has reinforced tips so they don't tear off. These are supposed to be rust resistant. Now, it's another thing too, guys. Let me explain this to you. Okay, yard fanatics, when you're buying these products, there's a thing called Proposition 65. You people in California should know about this because your state is the one that started this. And what it is any of the products that go through there, if they contain any kind of chemicals or materials that are known to cause cancer, it will be checked on there. So, and I have to state this, when I looked at the Home Depot website, I did not see any information about a Proposition 65 on this. And normally it would be yes or no. So I'm not exactly sure how you dig deeper into that, but when I look at the one on Lowe's, the 5 mil, theirs had information about the Proposition 65, and it should be in that corner. And it'll tell you, yes, it may contain such, or no, it doesn't contain it. It may just have no. So that means it doesn't contain any chemicals that are known to cause cancer. So that's something else that you would need to check for yourself when you're buying these products. Okay, yard fanatics, and for the guys whose wives are being mean to them, and they won't allow you to keep your lawnmower in the garage because they're scared of the gas situation. This is, I do not recommend this, but people have done it. If you got to put it outside, put a tarp on it. Keep it covered up. Now, if it's something that has gas in it, always just have a little vent area somewhere where gas can get out of it if it happens to be outside, because you don't want the gas buildup on the inside of that tarp. But that's just another option. Okay, yard fanatics, here's another option. Let's say you planted some bulbs down there, and the weatherman says you're going to get a super deep freeze, and you don't want that particular part of the ground to get super cold. You can use it there. Now, in my last final fall push video, you saw in that video where I used that tarp to keep the fertilizer from going into it when I was pushing the spreader down. So let's just say that was flower beds, and I was pushing a 4600. Most definitely want to burn up nothing, but it could be used for that. Let's say this area had weeds in it, and I didn't want to use any chemicals, but I wanted to kill the weeds. Put a tarp down there in the summertime for about a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. Anything that's up under there will be dead. Okay, guys, in this area right here, remember I cut back those crepe myrtle and I put them on a tarp that I had right here. Matter of fact, let me show you. Okay, yard fanatics. So in other words, you see it's a lot of things you can do with a tarp. This is why everybody needs a tarp, all right? Like I said, I get mine from Home Depot, that 6x8. Best deal on the market, that 10 mil. Let me tell you this too. Another thing I use it for is, ladies, if you're planting flower bulbs, a tarp is a good thing to lay down to put your bulbs on and to prevent your knees or your clothes from getting dirty from soil that may be slightly moist. All right, I've used the tarp when I went out on a pine straw job, and we knew it was going to rain, but it was going to stop. So we would end up picking up the pine straw before it got wet, cover it up real good, get to the job, do some trimming. When it stops raining, take the tarp off the pine straw. We'll go ahead and put it down. Been to a job where I've used tarps to cut down super tall hedges, crepe myrtle, just all kinds of stuff, overgrown hedges, and we'll either drag that stuff down in the woods, or we'll take it and we can actually tie it up and take it somewhere else and dispose of it. Tarp has many uses. You know, you can't use it as a parachute because everybody knows you got to use your pants if you're going to do a parachute. But guys, that's pretty much it. Remember, if you're a pro landscaper, stay away from those 5 mil because they tear easy, guys. I know the price is cheaper, but bite the bullet, spend the extra 10-15 bucks. Go ahead, get you a high quality one. It's gonna last longer. That light blue draws attention to what you're doing if you're trying to hide something per se. But you don't want all that fluorescent looking color in your mix. All right, and plus it's 5 mil is cheap. Let's just be real. So step up, buy a more expensive one, okay? So guys, if you haven't subscribed, click that subscription button, ding, that notification bell. Every time BYD uploads a video, you will be notified by YouTube. Once again, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is Michael Bowman, and I'll talk to you soon.